Welcome to Fourth Dimension Technologies, a Microsoft approved provider of MCT certification based training. Today, we're going to have a short presentation on the benefits of MCT certification. This is not an exhaustive list, but this is part one of what will probably be 2 to 3 parts. So, we just want to kind of help you understand what do you gain when you become a Microsoft certified trainer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to explore the Microsoft tools and the resources. That's just the first section of the benefits package. But like I said, this is not going to be exhaustive. Then we're going to talk about what the Microsoft software and services represent. What do you gain with the software and the services? We'll talk about the Azure Pass program, what the benefits to you are as a Microsoft certified trainer. We'll then discuss what the Microsoft labs represent, your access to those labs, how they may help you as you expand your career and career opportunities. We'll talk about the courseware access, what happens with the mock courseware, which is Microsoft's official curriculum, and the online courses as well. And then lastly, we'll touch the Learning Download Center. Okay, so now your MCT has been activated. You now will then have access to all of the software and services that Microsoft provides to the training community and the Microsoft partner network as well. Those technologies will include any of the courseware that they're delivering, whether it's in the database world, whether it's in the AI world, so forth and so on, any subject matter. So it's going to allow you to build your skill sets. So you'll be able to deliver content. You can practice your delivery skills by going through the content itself, your communication skills, things of that nature. You also will be enhancing your technical skills at the same time because once you have access to the technologies, you can then, practice on labs, look at decks, things like that. So you're going to have a huge advantage over those that are not Microsoft certified trainers, those that may be in training providers where they have some technical skills, but they don't have MCT certification. They may not have the delivery skills, and they certainly won't have access to the data that you'll have access to. You'll need to then provide your MCID number to gain access to these services, and you can do that by just going to the link below, which is my.visualstudio.com. Again, that's my.visualstudio.com. Okay, one of the benefits to MCT certification is the Azure Pass program. Before I talk about that, I do want to touch on the cost of MCT certification itself. That cost will vary from vendor to vendor. The cost generally will be around $1,800 for an in-person or online class on the low side. To the high side, the cost can be well over $3,000. So, having said that, let's talk about what the Azure Pass program does for you. You gain access to the Azure program and you gain $100 of credit each month. So each month, Microsoft will allow for credit of $100 for Azure-based products. This will allow you to then prepare for Azure-based exams as you continue to develop your skill sets and increase your earning power. That generally is about 70% of the cost of what it would cost you to become a Microsoft certified trainer. So what I mean by that is this. If the courseware is $1,800 and Microsoft is giving you a credit of $100, that is $1,200 a year, and that's roughly, the high 68 to 70% of the cost of the course itself. So it's an invaluable opportunity for you because you're really not paying much for the course at all, and you're increasing your earning power. As you know, the market is rapidly moving into cloud-based technologies. Microsoft is making a heavy push in the Azure-based products, and those of you that gain those certifications will increase your earning potential dramatically. And this, again, you want to take full advantage of it The program itself has become so popular that it's becoming on a first come first served basis. So when you get the $100 credit, you want to use it immediately. Okay, so you paid somewhere north of $1,000 to become a Microsoft certified trainer, and the only reason I show $1,000 because, as I said previously, it really runs around $1,800. We have a self-study course that is somewhere around $1,000, a little above $1,000, somewhere around 1,400 bucks. So that's why I put that in there. So you recover the benefit of the cost. I've already talked about it that you laid out for the certification because of the Azure program. You're getting $100 a month. You're gaining skill sets. You're developing skill sets. You're positioning yourself for training opportunities as providers continue to look for those that are certified in the Azure family. The next benefit is access to Microsoft-based labs. So as a Microsoft certified trainer now, you can access any and all of the Microsoft labs. It's pretty difficult to put a dollar value on that level of access. And the reason for that is the opportunity for learning really lies with you. You can develop your skill sets continuously. Or you can decide, well, I just want, a minimum level of skill. So it really is up to you. So it's really hard to put a dollar value on it. As an example, though, if you took a data science course right now at many of the training providers, it's going to cost you somewhere around $2,000 to the low side. Once you become an MCT, your MCT's in your hand, now you can access the same content. But not only that, you can access that content from the instructor's perspective, meaning that you see inside the content. You know what needs to be emphasized. You know what areas they're going to actually be testing on. So you can't really put a dollar value on it. And that's just one course. You have to remember, you have access to all of the Microsoft labs. Everything within their portfolio, you gain access to as a Microsoft certified trainer. There is no other Microsoft certification that I personally am aware of in which you gain access to these types of tools. Okay, now you also have access to the mock courseware, and that's what the course access is talking about. So that's Microsoft's official curriculum. The cost of the kits are not cheap. They're very expensive. So Microsoft partners even some of the cost that drives their offering is based on the cost of what they have to shell out for a kit, the student kits. You have an instructor kit. You can access, obviously data at a much deeper level than the student community itself. So now you have access to all the mock courseware, and you have access to all the online courses. You can look at them. You can take them. There's no cost involved for you. So again, when we start trying to figure out dollar values, that's pretty hard to do. It also has a huge impact on your career if you take full advantage of it. Again, you can then go through the official curriculum. These are not Microsoft Press books. This is the official Microsoft curriculum that's been developed in-house by Microsoft. Their actual mock courseware. You have access to it. You can now learn from that perspective. And then from there, you can deliver content from that perspective. Microsoft partners generally have to have MCTs on staff, and they have to purchase a certain number of mock kits for the student community in order to maintain that partnership status. You gain access to all of the information that a training partner would have access to as well. So again, they're not cheap. It's really hard to put a dollar amount on it. They're very intensive. You can go through all the labs, all the courseware, all of the online courses. It's an invaluable resource. Remember, whenever you access any of the MCT portals, you must have your MCID number. So at all times, as you're listening to me kind of give you an overview of some of the benefits, remember to keep in mind, hey, I have to have my MCID number to access any of the links that I see here in this presentation. Here at the bottom, we send you the link, we spell out the link where you can access the online and the on-demand courseware as well. You also will have access to all the role-based courses. So Microsoft, as you know, has done a shift where they're doing role-based certifications. You now have free access as an MCT. We've laid out the link there. Now, there's a word of caution that we put in here. It is for training purposes only, meaning that it is to prepare you as a Microsoft certified trainer. This should not be distributed to students in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Microsoft will, in fact, revoke your MCT if you are engaging in that type of activity. But take full advantage of the fact that you have free access to the online courseware in the role-based certifications, as Microsoft is certainly driving themselves more and more into role-based certification versus the older certification that they had some years ago. Another benefit is the Learning Download Center. In the Learning Download Center, you can access anything that the instructors have access to. As an example, the trainer prep kits. You can go through the trainer prep kit as you prepare yourself for a course that you want to deliver. Maybe you haven't delivered that course before, you're a little bit apprehensive, you want to make sure that you understand all the material. Access the trainer prep kit itself within the learning center, the learning download center. So that's an invaluable resource for you. You also have access to the PowerPoint decks. So you can see, okay, how are we going to deliver content in data science as an example? What are the important parts? What's going on in chapter number 3 as an example? So those things, it's kind of hard, as I said earlier, to put a real dollar amount on because it's invaluable. It really is up to you. You know, how serious do you take your education and your craft itself? So Microsoft, as you know, has thousands and thousands of courses to choose from. You gain access to all of that information. So let's say you started off in network administration as an example, but you've seen that the market has really begun to shift, and there's more and more demand for those that have backgrounds in data analytics or data science or cybersecurity, so forth and so on. Because you have access to the learning download center, you can simply go through the content there and make an assessment. Hey, do I really like data analytics? Is it something that I see myself doing going forward? If it is, access the content there. Remember, you're always accessing it from the instructor's perspective, so you get a much deeper dive. Take full advantage of the Learning Center once you become a Microsoft certified trainer. Again, we have put the link there in the slide itself so that you see how to get there. And remember, you always have to use your MC ID number. So MCT certification is the only certification that will really give you the flexibility within your career and allows for rapid growth. And just from experience, I know that students have gone through different training providers that may have told them they can earn X amount of dollars, and then they come into the market, they're having a hard time breaking into the market itself, and they're not being offered the salaries that they were told. An MCT certification will allow you to really navigate the market a lot better. You're going to come in making a decent wage because there's not a lot of Microsoft certified trainers. So it's a unique certification. You should keep that in mind. It allows for a tremendous amount of flexibility. You can be on traveling, you can go on vacation, and decide to teach an MCT class. It'll pay for your vacation itself. So there's a wealth of opportunity with the Microsoft Certified Trainer certification outside of obviously the Azure Pass program that we talked about. The certification basically pays for itself. If you're thinking about becoming a Microsoft Certified Trainer, you may want to read our article by visiting our website. That website is F is in Frank, D is in David, T is in Thomas, E is in Edward, C is in Charlie.co. And read our article on steps to MCT certification. We also have a video in our YouTube channel in which you can listen to the steps of how you become a Microsoft certified trainer. And so we want to encourage you to take full advantage of a very unique certification. Okay, as we wrap up this presentation, we want to go over again a little bit about who we are. We are, in fact, a Microsoft approved provider of instructional skills, or MCT certification. Make sure that the vendor that you choose is on the list. I've seen a number of times where students went to someone that said they can get them MCT certification. They go through that courseware, they spend their money, and then Microsoft does not activate the MCT because it's not a approved provider. So make sure that that happens. Um, we're founded in 1999, so we've been doing it well over 20 years. We're also an authorized CompTIA partner, Microsoft partner, Linux partner, and we are part of the National Institute of Science and Technology's training provider list itself. Lastly, I'm going to talk about how to reach us and what we offer. We offer 3 paths to MCT certification. The first path is our self-study course. It's a very popular course as it was designed for active and working adults. Those that do not have the time to come to one of our online courses or attend our online course, or certainly are not geographically located in an area in which they can take our in-person course. Our self-study course does require you to take a final exam with us. That exam is 50 questions. You must obtain a passing score of 65%, and you have 2 hours in which to complete the exam. If you do not pass the exam on your first attempt, you can take the exam again at no additional charge to you. Again, that's a very popular course. It is our lowest priced course, and it is designed for active and working adults. Next, we have our live instructor online course. That course is designed and developed for those of you that want to attend a course in a live environment that is instructor led. That course can be accessed both in our European market and the US market. There is no exam required when taking that particular course. Lastly, we have an in-person course. That course is offered in various cities within the continental United States. Primarily, it is offered in Baltimore, Maryland, Atlanta, Georgia, and Los Angeles, California. That course, you will have to go to our website often to see when that course is being offered, because we don't always offer that course due to the pandemic. There's some real restrictions when taking that course. As an example, certain spacing has to be in place in order for you to take that course. You must adhere to all of the guidelines that were put out by the CDC. No exceptions. Masks are required. There's no more than 8 students allowed in that course. We don't run that course as religiously as we used to, obviously because of the pandemic. So you need to visit our website often to see when that course is available. You can visit our website by going to https:// Frank David Thomas Edward Charlie.co. Again, that's https:// Frank David Thomas Edward Charlie.co, or what I call FATECCO. You can email us at info@frankdavidthomas David Thomas Edward Charlie.co. And lastly, you can call us at 1-770-800-1853. Good luck on your path to becoming a Microsoft certified trainer.